Alright, hi guys, this is me basically solving the chemistry paper 4 for the year May-June, 2016 May-June, which is the summer one. So I'll be solving this in parts and then uploading the parts individually. So for the first part, I'll be solving the first question and its subparts and explaining what the mark scheme basically demands. So I'll be uploading the parts soon, the other parts. So anyways, the first question reads, for each of the following, give the name of an element from period 2 which matches the description. Elements may be used once, more than once, or not at all. So the important point in this question is, give the name of an element. This means that you can't use the formulae. So you have to write the full name. And the second most important thing is period 2. So you can't use anything else. So you've got, let me just open up the periodic table. So you've got lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. So you can't use anything else apart from this. And another important thing is elements may be used once, more than once, or not at all. So if an answer is oxygen, you can use it again later on if it matches the description. So those are the few important key points about this question. So anyways, part 1 reads, an element which is gaseous at room temperature and pressure. So from this, the periodic table, we can pretty much derive that nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon, they're all gaseous at room temperature. So they are all valid answers. So you can write any of them. For this, I just write nitrogen because that's the simplest one that comes to my mind right now. Although you can write fluorine, neon, or oxygen as well. So anyways, part 2, an element which forms an oxide that is a reactant in photosynthesis. So this involves biology as well, so you have to know photosynthesis. So anyways, writing down the equation, CO2 plus H2O gives you C6H12O6, which is your glucose, and oxygen. So balancing this, you get 6CO2, 6H2O, 6CO2. That's glucose. That's obviously oxygen. That's carbon dioxide. And the one next to it is water. So anyways, the question reads, an element which forms an oxide that is reactant in photosynthesis. So from looking at the left side, you can see that basically carbon dioxide and water, they're both oxides, but according to the criteria of period 2, you can only use carbon dioxide. So the answer is carbon. There's no other option. Excuse me. So the next part is again photosynthesis, except this time it's an element, and it's an element in that case as well, but product of photosynthesis. So from the equation, you can see that oxygen is formed, and plants give out oxygen anyways. So the answer is oxygen. And anyways, the next part is an element that makes up approximately 78% by volume of the air. Sorry again. So this one's a bit more logical. Well, you have to know it. So it's only nitrogen. So yeah, it's nitrogen because that's 78% of the air is made up of nitrogen and 21-ish is made up of oxygen. And anyways, the fifth part is an element which has atoms with a full outer shell of electrons. So in this case, you're looking basically for a noble gas, since they have a full shell of electrons. So basically you have to choose from the rightmost side of the periodic table. So basically it's Neo, since that's the only one that fits in our criteria given. That's the only answer. And anyways, the next part is an element which exists both as diamond and graphite. So if you don't know what diamond and graphite are made up of, basically they're carbon. They're allotropes of carbon. Basically they have different structures, but sorry, so they're made up of carbon atoms, so the answer for that is carbon. And the next part is an element that reacts vigorously with cold water. So the answer for this is basically you can use an alkali metal. So which, looking at the periodic table and given for this, is lithium. And similarly, similarly for the last part of this question is a soft metallic element which is stored in oil. So basically alkali metals are stored under oil again. So basically you're looking at lithium again being the answer.